Whether you arrived at this video because of a desire to draw characters or use characters in storytelling, or maybe a combination of both, you have to learn to kill your darlings. And honestly, I was going to title this video, Kill Your Darlings, but YouTube's been demonetizing things that they deem as controversial, so I wasn't going to let the metaphor get lost on them. Hi, this is Brooks with Character Design Forge. You know, there's a certain stereotypical celebration of creativity that's represented sometimes visually with ideas coming out of someone's head, ideas overflowing from the person, new worlds that they're creating. The thing is, you can't stop there, and that's because coming up with the ideas in the first place is only half of the work. Being able to edit yourself, being able to self-audit, knowing which ideas to pursue and which to drop altogether, they're necessary in order to become a successful creative. I know that I've had issues in the past with creating stories based on things that I just thought were visually cool, or perhaps a collection of excuses to draw something made up into a story. Similarly, from a drawing perspective, you could include an element that you really like or too many elements despite it not being in the best interest of the design. Sometimes we get far too down the line with an idea and it becomes more and more difficult to choose whether to change or ditch this idea altogether. We know that it isn't working, but we've sunk so much time into it already. It's helpful to realize how fluid a lot of our favorite things are before they become a final product. For example, a movie doesn't start on page 1 and go all the way through to the end exactly the way that it ends up on screen. Instead, there's a lot of shuffling, a lot of iteration to try and find the best story. A lot of times these changes are really major. Zootopia, if you look at some of its behind-the-scenes features, was actually originally focused on Nick as its main character, and predators were required to wear these shock collars as a protection to the other animals. But they ended up changing this story quite a bit. They felt that this version was too muddled and could be improved upon. So what can you do yourself? Well, it's important to avoid tunnel vision. Sometimes we create the first draft of a story, call it good enough, and then plug away on it for a year, but ultimately the story is half-baked. Sometimes we take a sketch that we know could be better, that we know has some obvious problems, but continue to render it regardless of its issues, hoping that they'll go away if we just keep polishing it. What's difficult is often we're really married to these ideas and it becomes hard to let go of them. It may be helpful for you to bounce your idea off of someone that you can trust to give an informed, constructive response, and maybe ask a few questions that really makes your idea a little more bulletproof. Sometimes all it takes is speaking out loud or writing down your idea yourself to realize, wait, these few things don't necessarily make that much sense. Ultimately, it's important to establish why it is you're making this thing and what response you're hoping to evoke from the people that see it. Yeah, sometimes it's enough to get people to say, this looks cool. But you know what's even more powerful is conveying a theme throughout the work, or perhaps communicating a message or an issue that you care about, communicating it to other people. And the most powerful thing is establishing a human, emotional through line that really resonates with people. I'm proud of you for being able to come up with ideas, but it's so important that you establish some quality control with your work, or at least involve someone else who can help do that with you. And to be clear, I'm not saying you shouldn't make things you think are cool. This is about being able to say no and recognizing when you need to do so. That's it for me today. I'm making new videos every week at Character Design Forge. Subscribing on YouTube lets you know when new videos are made available. I'm really trying to ramp up my production of these videos to at least twice a week, if not 3 times a week. I can't quite do that with my schedule at the moment. However, you can help that to happen if you head over to patreon.com/bageldenizen. If you've ever been entertained or educated by my videos, there you can see some behind the scenes work, some stuff that I haven't posted elsewhere yet, and more videos just like these on this channel exclusive to Patreon supporters. My course, Learn Character Design, is a comprehensive character design curriculum, and my follow-up course, Designing Game Characters, will be free for Learn Character Design students. Head over to learncharacterdesign.com to find out more. Thank you for watching, and have fun creating.